Yo, what's going on, everybody? You know what it is. It's the boy Egal, and I'm back again with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about the Arsenal Inside Out podcast. We're going to be covering everything on your screen right now. We're going to cover some Thomas Partey, Ozil, William Saliba, talk about AW, Mr. Arsene Wenger himself, his book, and a little bit of the stuff that he said. And this is the intro. So cue that intro, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, everybody? I need you guys to go check out my channel and subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that button, and hit that notification bell while you're at it, ladies and gentlemen. EGTV, you already know. And if you're on your phone, it's even easier. Press that like button for me. And you know what? Subscribe while you're still here. And big up to everybody watching. Check out most of my content. I'll be throwing out more content every single day. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the TheKidEG, and I'm back again with another video. And today I got myself an astute panel again. I got my man Kesh, I got Sebin all the way from India, and I got my guy Samuel. What's going on, everybody? I'll let Samuel start because he's got the book in front of him. Yo, Samuel, show the people what you got.
Listen, we got the most interesting book from one of the greatest managers that ever lived in Arsene Wenger. And you know what? This book tells you everything from his childhood, from his little boy, how he got into football, from his glorious days from the Invincibles. There's a whole chapter on the Invincibles and the Champions League loss from the final, and what went wrong at Arsenal at the end.
Okay. Next we got Sebin. Sebin, what's good, bro? How's everything?
Everything's great. I think everything is going great, and it's solid with transfer window. I think looking forward to see the match against Manchester City now. Let's get ready for it.
Yep. We're going to try not to talk about the Man City game because we're going to do a Man City preview tomorrow. But today we're just going to talk about all the crazy stuff that's been going on since the transfer window ended to the whole break time with the international break. And you know what? There's just been crazy stuff after crazy stuff. Conte fighting Lampard. Apparently Awar was never going to come, apparently, to his brother. So much stuff going on. Arsene Wenger saying Arteta can win the league. What is going on? I don't know. But Kesh, what are you saying?
Not much, man. A lot to discuss today.
There you go. Man's out here. Well, yo, let's get started. We're gonna get right into it. And you know what? Let's get to the first topic. The first topic I want to discuss is the man, the myth, the legend. Not yet, William Saliba. Everybody was getting super gassed. We were hearing William Saliba is better than Van Dijk stuff already as jokes. You know, people on Twitter, they just joke around and say stuff to trigger Liverpool fans, and Liverpool fans take the bait. But William Saliba, he looks like he's not ready to play for the team. Arteta is yet to trust him for a start, and he's played some games in the under-23s. He's not ready yet to get a game time, but it looks like he could possibly be going back out on loan. The loan deal for St. Etienne fell apart, and now the loan deal to Brentford fell apart. So it doesn't look like he will be going to neither. So what do you guys think about William Saliba? What do you think what's going on? And do you think he's just ready to play yet? I'll start with you, Cash.
For me, I do think he's ready to play. I do. The only issue that I can see there is maybe Arteta just doesn't feel that, from his point of view, that he wants to throw him in the deep end. As I said, he's had a few family issues going on as well, and let's not forget that he hasn't really played many games at senior level. The games that I've seen him play in League One, like, I've been impressed with him. Obviously, I'm not a scout, but I'm just saying, from my eyes, I can see that he can offer a lot more than what the likes of, say, Rob Oldham and the stuff he offers to us. Some will say, if you're old enough, you're good enough to play in it. If you're good enough to play, you're old enough. So you just have to put him in and give him a try. At the end of the day, we should have some not so competitive fixture in the Europa League, but they've gone ahead and not registered him, so I don't see where he'll probably get his next game. That's the only thing for me that I'm disappointed in.
What's going on? Yo, I'll tell you this. Yeah. Kesh, he can still play even though he's not registered, because he was registered as
on the B list.
He was registered as a academy type graduate, not a graduate, but he was registered last year in
Homegrown
the
for the
Europa
homegrown
League.
thing, yeah, for the homegrown thing. Yeah, I do
Yeah,
understand that.
so
But when I saw the B list, he wasn't on there, like the likes of other academy youngsters. So that's what confused me. So I'm not sure. Maybe we'll get some clarification over the next few days. So we'll see.
I honestly I don't know. What do you, Sebin? How you doing, man? First of all, welcome on the show. You haven't been on the channel before. Obviously, it's a new channel, so of course you haven't been on. But your debut. Tell the people where you're from. Tell them how you got into Arsenal, and tell us what you think about William Saliba. I know it's a mouthful, but I trust you with that.
Basically, good afternoon to everyone. I'm basically from India. So it's my first show, in such a stream. So thanks for Egal for bringing me on the show. Now, to basically, I started supporting Arsenal for nearly 10 years now. Basically, fall in love with the game after Cesc Fabregas and Thierry Henry, and that's really brought me to Arsenal. And yeah, that love just kept on growing, and here I am sitting in a podcast. So basically, thinking about Saliba, what I personally feel is that even though he's young, from whatever little I have seen about him, the first thing that I understood about him is the fact that he's one of the best one-on-one defenders that we currently have. That's just a fact. It's a simple fact, and that is a truth. Even if you look at someone like Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I think he's one of among the defenders that are playing right now. I think Ainsley is the best when it comes to one-on-one defending. But put Saliba in that starting 11, and instantly he will become that best one-on-one defender, which is something we don't have currently with our central defenders, to be honest. But we all know what happened to his personal life. I think it's been tough for him. I personally do feel a loan deal to Saint Etienne would have been good for him because it's his local place, and that would have allowed him to grow better. But as it stands now, I personally would love him to stay within the club and learn the language, acclimatize to the teammates. And from January, we can see what's going on from there. We can take it from the January. Let him just stay, let him get used to this club, and we'll see the things in January. That's what I personally feel.
Okay. Yo, my boy Samuel, what are you saying? What do you think? Will he start? Will he start at Arsenal in the Premier League this season?
Well, you know what? I think he's just playing most of the Europa League games, because really it hasn't really developed the way we want to, and he's way too young to come to the Premier League, which is the most physical league in the world. So I understand Arteta's caution and that he wants to play someone because we can't have Gabriel and Saliba starting together in their first years because they're far too young. So I think that's why Arteta wants someone experienced like David Luiz next to them, or sometimes even a Mustafi to be the more experienced player, or even Rob Holding, because Rob Holding understands English football. So I think it's going to be a matter of time to integrate him. Probably in December, when the Christmas games are around, that we'll probably start to see him playing.
Yeah, you know what? There is another man who I wanted to talk about, and he got some crazy stuff going on. But right now, let's continue on Saliba. Saliba, to me, I don't think he's going to get a start in the Premier League. I think he's going to get loaned out in January. What do you guys think what is your opinion on this? Do you think he'll get loaned out this year?
It all depends, because it's a long season, and we don't know what's going to happen. We might pick up a few injuries there, and in the centre back position, and you might end up seeing him get thrown in there. And obviously, that will be his time to show what he's got, and it will all depend on if he takes his opportunity. I feel it's just a thing where we've got Mari there. David Luiz is obviously one of Arteta's main guys in the team. Like, he looks up to him as a leader. You got Gabriel, who's come in and impressed so far, and you've got Olden there. So I feel like the only reason why Olden is ahead of him at the moment is that Olden's got the experience of playing in this league, which Saliba hasn't. So it's a thing where if you can't get Olden out the door, you're not just going to leave him on the bench. You can get him involved, which we've seen. He's played a few games so far. So Saliba is probably about sixth in line, which he shouldn't be from most fans' point of view. But what can you do? Obviously, we're not the coach. We're not on the training ground seeing what they're doing on the pitch and everything. So you just have to trust your manager and trust what he's doing.
True. Do you think they're protecting him, Sebin? Do you think they're protecting him from getting exposed?
Yeah, to a certain extent, yes, because we don't see 19-year-old center backs in Premier League. That's a fact. I think he's a very young player. Though he's very much talented, I think a game, the high intensity game in Premier League would basically kill his career off. Maybe Mikel Arteta would have thought about that. Let him just give some time. And of course, we got a lot of options right now. So maybe he might be thinking, just give him some time. As I just said earlier, maybe he might be just wanting him to just have some fun with him, just get used to it. And maybe he might be thinking about his personal life too, because we don't know what has happened to his personal life. So maybe he needs some more time to recover. We don't know what's happening behind the scenes. So maybe he might be just recovering from that. And let's see, as I just said earlier, maybe wait till January and see where he is then, and then we can make a decision regarding that.
True. It's my boy right here, Noor. I want to say what up to him. Arsenal look like they are slowly changing to a 4-3-3. I agree, but we still need some more midfield options before we can do that. And I know Kesh was talking about that last time. Now, I'm gonna let Samuel answer this one. Yo, Samuel, tell him about their fridge as a.
You know what? Harry Maguire, the most useless player in Premier League history. £80 million for a fridge, yeah. Leicester should be calling like was it human resources, yeah? Human resources department about this. Go to customer service. They should do that long ass complaint, yeah. Because they got scammed. They bought a hot point fridge, yeah, thinking it's an LG fridge. No, we don't do that here, bro. We don't do that here. Harry Maguire is possibly one of the worst defenders ever. And you know what? That ruined the transfer market as well because now because Harry Maguire is a £20 million centre back at maximum. All right, but Man United decided to charge pay 80 million. So now decent centre backs like Koulibaly and that are now 120 mil. And well, Man United think that Pepe or Maguire, which team led them to a trophy? That's what I'm gonna say. It's all about winning trophies, isn't it? And Man United are a club that supposedly us Man United have switched roles now because they all said it's all about top four, while we said it's all about trophies. So I'd rather have a player that led the team out of a 10 out of 10 in the final.
Yeah, look at this. Already it's begun. I'm not going to even entertain that right now. Say, Sophia, allow it. You know what I mean?
They're two different players.
Safa, allow it. What do you call it? Now, there's a bigger issue that I wanted to talk about. There's a bigger issue than Saliba that was stealing the headlines. You guys already know what it is. You guys already know who it is. You guys already know what's going on with this guy. I don't even know where I can find a picture of him. I don't think I even have a picture of him saved. So I'll just get a picture of Arteta up on the thing. Arteta was talking about a lot of players, but one thing he kept dodging was the talk about Ozil. And Ozil will receive an £8 million loyalty bonus. He actually already received it. He received it at the beginning of September. He received £8 million to be loyal to the club, a club that was trying to get rid of him. Now it makes sense why he stayed.
At the same time, though, I've read today that even though he's been paid that 8 mil, the fact of him not playing is saving us millions, I've heard. Just the fact that he's not going to be receiving the bonuses. So a lot of his wages that actually makes up that 350 is a lot of appearance bonuses and other things that he can meet or merit. So I feel the club's actually calculated and thought, you know what, we just won't play you, save a bit of money, and hopefully we can force you out.
Yeah. Yo, Sabin, tell me about this comment right here. The man saying we need Ozil on the pitch, please. Do you agree with him? Because I know me and Kesh don't.
I personally don't think so, because I think Arteta, it's very clear that it's not a personal problem between Arteta and Ozil. I think it's from above. I think he have ruffled up some feathers in the board, and it's really causing it right now. But coming about that £8 million about Ozil, I think we can't speculate regarding that, because the thing is that these things are written in the contract when they are when they're given to the player. So basically, it would have been written in the contract 3 years ago about having and these things are given to players when they enter into the final year of the contract as a bonus. It's quite often, and these things happen usually in football. It's just because of the fact that this guy has not turned up after that we are all making it such a big issue. But yeah, no, I think it's high time we start moving away from that guy. I think
True.
really
Yeah,
I think
I know.
I can be just move away from it. Yeah, that's right. That's my point.
True. Yo, Samuel, man, still talking about the fridge.
There's
Okay,
a lot of freezes. Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
Before we get on the Thomas Partey comparisons, right? Let's talk about one more thing. Mesut Ozil, will he get a game this season?
I think he will. I
Yeah.
think he will. I do think he will.
Okay.
You have to remember, yeah, the season's a long season.
The
Like,
longest in
God forbid, we can pick up so much injuries where we're scrapping for players. You're not gonna just oppose to playing Ozil. You know what I mean? You're gonna put him in. Obviously, for me, I would have rather have seen him gone and just moved on. Everyone go their separate ways because we all know what's gonna happen. We're
What's
gonna
gonna
go
happen?
through the season. He's probably not gonna get games for now until probably towards the end of Christmas and that, and then you're gonna hear some next story come up with whether it's him trying to provoke the club and cause an issue, or the club's having problems with him. Something's gonna pop up. We all know it.
Okay. One second. Seven. Tell me, Mesut Ozil. Did you like him as a player? Because we've already spoken about Mesut Ozil when he came in and signed for the club. What did you think about him when he signed for the club?
He was a brilliant signing for us. I think he was arguably one of the best players in the world at that time when we signed him. I think, but the fact of the matter is we never used him in the proper manner. That's the reality. Let's be really honest about it. Yes, now in the last 2-3 years he has been bad, but when it was his prime time, now when he was linking up with Sanchez, I think that was some of the best football we have seen in this club in the last 10 years. That's a fact. That's a reality. And but the issue with him is right now the game has moved off him. He is a very selective player and he's a luxury player. Now maybe we might go to Bayern Munich and absolutely hammer it. Maybe he might go to Real Madrid and absolutely smack it. Maybe he might go to Juventus and absolutely smack it. But not in Premier League, just because of the fact that we can't afford a luxury player right now. I think he's not. His work ethic is in that way. He's not someone who I just look at him. He just seems to be a bit lazy. That's something that I've noticed about him. But I think at the time when he was signing, I think he was one of the best players in the world. I think we were lucky enough to see him in the maybe in the prime for 2-3 years. But after that, not that great to be honest. Yeah. So these are my opinion regarding Ozil.
Yeah. Oh man, it's just sad just to think about Ozil and what has happened just throughout his career at Arsenal. It's just so sad, you know what I mean? But before we move on, I wanted to quickly talk about some of these comments. We got some comments here. What are some of these guys saying? So you got this comment here. I don't care. Mesut Ozil is the worst signing 25 years of supporting Arsenal. He's a leech. Oh my God. Those are
Oh,
harsh words.
that's a bit too far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
Ozil is getting a lot of money. 2 loyalty bonuses of 6 million. Wow. Ozil should have been told to stay home until he leaves the club. Yeah, I think that's kind of what he's been told, though. Right? What else is it? Ozil is what? No more. We need Arsenal. Saliba is a modern football. I think he's an upgrade. Yeah, I get that. We got some clown talking about some random.
The game is just left and by, innit? That's all it is. The game's changing, and he hasn't got the mental capacity to actually adapt with it. And I don't think he wants to adapt to it. You know what I mean? Like, so it is what it is. We continue the season. I think it's on is it 24th or the 20th? We find out what the Premier League squad is. So
Yeah,
it
you're
hasn't
right.
been
We find
announced
out
yet.
soon.
So we've got to wait and see. If he is included in it, then you know that he's going to get games. If he's not, then you'll know that that's just the end of Ozil. And if that is the case where they don't put him in it, I think he probably will be gone by January.
Wow, January. Yo, Samuel, get in on this, man. Tell me, Mesut Ozil, are you finished? Do you want to hear about him anymore, or do you just want to move on? Let's be honest. I can't hear you. I think you're muted.
I think the interest for the best for the club is for Mr. Ozil to go. If he really loves Arsenal and the way he talks about Arsenal, then I think the best thing for him is to go, and that's my opinion, because really he's been £8 million and 350k a week, which is it's an NFL wage, NFL quarterback wage. That's where it is, and the sooner he goes, the better it is. But if he's gonna stay, then we have to utilize him because this season's like no other, where you have no break because there's a game every week, even during December where we have a game every 2 days, every 3 days. So they'll be non-stop. So I think he'll be involved just for the season because we have no choice.
Okay. I was gonna move on. Kesh, did you want to say something before we go?
That last comment there, I don't agree with that last comment because if you look at it this way, if Ozil was moved on, we probably would have got an extra 2 to 3 players in this window. Let's be honest. Ozil is a stumbling block that's actually stopping Arsenal from actually moving on. Like our project is actually probably behind by 2 to 3 players because of the substantial wages that he's on.
Okay. Where do you guys want to go first? Do you want to go big picture or Arsene Wenger? Because I think we could go both ways, and they're both connected in a way. Because Arsene Wenger was always talking about this kind of situation, a big picture situation happening. But since we started off the day starting to talk about Arsene Wenger, here's what he said. And Arsene Wenger is very confident that Arteta can win the Premier League at Arsenal. And he was talking about his time at Arsenal. He was talking about how he came in. He didn't get too in depth, but he just thinks that he was also, one thing he did mention that I found quite interesting. He was speaking directly about the fact that the club came into some funds, almost as if he was surprised that we came into some funds to purchase some of these players. Like where did the funds come from? Almost to think he wasn't allowed to have the funds when he was a manager. And it kind of makes sense now, all the stuff that he was talking about. I hope the book sheds a lot of light on his time at Arsenal. So Samuel, I'll let you begin. What do you think about the whole situation of what he said? And do you back AW in saying that Arteta could be the man to win us the title?
Listen, I'll back him because he's done it before. That's a reason to believe, man. I think he sees something different from Arsenal, from what he did, and from what Unai Emery did. And also Wenger is a Premier League legend, and he knows this league inside out. He's won it 3 times, the only manager to ever go unbeaten in a single season. So I think he knows what he's talking about. So, with Arsene Wenger, I also believe, I think all Arsenal fans can agree on this, that Mikel can win the league. But it's the biggest caveat. Arsene Wenger could have won 6 Premier League titles if he was backed. And is Mikel going to get the backing?
Yeah, you don't know if he's gonna get the backing or not. But we're gonna keep the pace a little bit quicker now. Kesh, tell us about what you thought about what Arsene Wenger said about Arteta, and do you back? We all back Arteta, but do you think these kind of statements puts pressure on Arteta as a manager?
I wouldn't say it put pressure because pressure can only come from your owner and people on the board. Let's face it. Like the outside talks from fans, okay, yes, we have expectations, but we saying that we need to win the league is not exactly pressure, because if your owner is saying that that's not the standards, then it's just not the standards, is it? So no matter what Wenger's saying, it's irrelevant really. But I do believe with the right backing, he can go on and put. I'm not saying he's going to win the title, but with the right backing, we can go on and challenge.
Okay. What do you, Seven? Tell us about the great Arsene Wenger and what he thought about Arteta winning the league at Arsenal. Do you think it's realistic, or do you think, who are we to judge what Arsene Wenger says?
First and foremost, I think Arsene Wenger is and will be one of the greatest managers this club has ever had. So there's no denying that. And to say what he said about Arteta and regarding the amount of money that he's been allowed to spend. Now, this is something I want to bring up here because Arsene Wenger was very much surprised in the fact that he was given allowed a lot of fund to be spent. I seriously believe that not being in the Champions League has really started to hit the strongest right now. That's what I personally believe. Because when Wenger was there, it was only in one season that we were out of it, and it was his last season or something like that. So basically, I believe that the fact that not being the Champions League has really started to affect this Colombian family, because I believe being in the Champions League gives them the incredible opportunity to be in the Europe Super League, which is going to be coming up in the next 5 to 10 years, which is what I personally believe. And I think if 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 they are not spending money, I personally don't believe we can get back into the Champions League, which is very important for these strongest right now. Even when it comes to resale value and all those things that comes with it. So that's why I think he was a bit surprised with the fact that we were spending a lot of money. Now coming to the point whether we can win the title with Arteta in the charge, I think if we can do a lot of things correct, because a lot of things have to come and become together if we have to win the title, and that too only in couple of 2, 3, 4 years. Because I think we are way back as a club right now, not in terms, not only in some of the things that this the hierarchy has done has really put back as club by at least 4 to 5 years. One
Okay.
example is Mesut Ozil. I think the
7.
recruitment has been absolutely correct for it. Yeah.
Internet's cutting in and out. But what I was gonna do is, guys, I don't think we want to stick on this point for too long. We're gonna move on from this, but I'm gonna do some quick fire questions. Okay, so I'm gonna put 4 topics on the board, and each person's gonna take a topic. Okay, so William Saliba is sorry, what's going on here? Why is this looking like that? Okay, so first things first. William Saliba's loan, we've already spoken about that situation. Arteta on Partey, we're going to talk about him. Edu on Partey, we're going to talk about him. But first, let's start with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's injury. What have you guys heard about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's injury? Because should we be worried? What's going on? Do you think it was just one of those things where he wanted to stay healthy for the Premier League game, so he took the international games off? Because I think that's what it is. I don't really think he's really injured. I think it was more of a precaution because
Wait, so he didn't play in any international fixtures?
I don't think he did.
Okay, then if that's the case, then I'll just say it was a precaution.
Yeah.
I thought he might have picked it up while playing for Gabon. But if,
No, he did. He didn't play. He didn't play.
okay, then yeah. So I think it's a precaution, really.
Yeah. What do you guys? Did you guys hear anything about it?
No, I did hear about an injury, but from what I've heard, it's just nothing serious, and he'll be fit to play against the.
Yeah, that's
Same here.
that's
I think he will be all right. I think he will be all right for the City game. Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody here is pretty much unanimous. Everyone is saying that he's going to be good to go for the City. Hopefully he is, because this is a big opportunity for us to beat City with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang back from whatever kind of injury he is. He didn't really miss time with us. He just missed time with his country. And I kind of like that, because it means he's putting the club first, right? That's what you want to see from these kind of guys. Don't you want to see that? But I'm just going to quickly look at it. They're saying Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang donated his shirt to a museum for the Black Lives Matter shirt, and he's very happy to be inspiring generations of fans and being another one of those Arsenal captains that are of ethnic Black descent. So to me, what he's been doing throughout this whole time, he's been a PR monster. Like, he's absolutely loving his time at Arsenal, and he's just been making sure that everyone knows that he loves his time here. And this is just another thing to show you that his number one priority is Arsenal. I know Gabon's his national country and everything, but for him to take the time off, I honestly, you can't do nothing but put respect on his name, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so here's something that's going to get you guys more juiced up. Kieran Tierney. This is an absolute farce, what happened with him. Basically, the man was social distancing from his teammates. One of his teammates got COVID, and because one of his teammates got COVID, now he needed to quarantine for 14 days. Now, let's be honest. Kieran Tierney was nowhere near this situation. He actually was social distancing himself from the guy, but they still said that Kieran Tierney is one of those guys who are going to need to quarantine for 14 days. I'm not sure if he's going to get to play, because he might be still in the quarantine process. And even if he does a test and he tests negative, I'm not sure if they're going to risk bringing him into the squad. What do you guys think?
Now, from what I heard, when Ronaldo tested positive for coronavirus, the Portugal players didn't have to self-isolate, and they're ready to play on the weekend. But while Kieran Tierney, he got the test and tested negative, he still has to self-isolate. So I think this is a little ridiculous. because the Scottish FA doesn't really have control, and they've with quarantine, he has no symptoms. He's tested negative, so I think it's a little bit of a joke.
Yeah, no, I think it's a joke also. Yo, Kesh, what do you think about the whole Kieran Tierney situation, bro?
I feel it's a bit weird that the likes of Liverpool players was tested positive, but they've all been trained together, but yet still not all of them were at the quarantine. So I don't understand why Tierney, who's actually been tested and passed negative, would have to miss a game. I don't understand. Someone needs to explain it to me.
I think
Yo,
it's
what are
more
these
to
guys
do with
talking
Scottish
about?
government. It's got to do more with Scottish government guidelines. So I think that's why the Scottish government are more strict on COVID. And from
Yeah,
what I've
but,
heard on Britain is that after in a couple of weeks we're gonna have a 2-week lockdown again, just to lower the amount of cases.
but he's not living in Scotland at the moment, though. So I don't understand why is
yeah,
he not.
yeah. I
So if he
mean, yeah,
can't,
exactly.
it
So
doesn't make sense.
yeah, stuff like
No, no,
that.
I was just going.
I
Actually, I was
absolutely
going
have
to
no
say that.
idea.
Actually, yeah, yeah. I was going to say that. It's not because of his issues with that. Actually, the Scottish government is very strict regarding that. And for anyone who is in anywhere near contact, they have to be in quarantine for 14 days. We can't do anything about it. It's a government rule, and I can see why the Scottish government is very strict about it. Because if they give any privileges to, say a guy who's in a privileged position, I think that might not go well with the Scottish government. So I can
Still,
understand why they are doing it. But as an Arsenal fan, I think it looks absolutely foolish. Yeah.
but I still don't understand it. So is he going to be quarantined in Scotland, or is he going to be flown back? I don't understand
No.
because he
He's
doesn't.
in Scotland. He's in Scotland. He's in Scotland. I think he'll be there for 14 days, and only after that he will be allowed to come back to any other country. That's the rule that stays
Okay,
there.
fair enough. Fair enough. If you put it that way, then yeah, I do understand that.
Yo, I have no idea what these guys in the comment section are on about, but we'll just keep it moving. Yo, so we went from Aubameyang to Kieran Tierney. Now we did have some news during the off season. This man won Player of the Month, well deserved. What do you guys think? Yo, Kesh,
Yeah, go on.
what did you think about Gabriel winning Player of the Month?
It's refreshing, absolutely refreshing, just seeing a defender that can come in and actually dominate games and make it look easy. Like obviously, I understand Wenger played anyone apart from Liverpool of any substantial quality, but he's doing what he's doing. We've had defenders before who can't even perform against the likes of say Fulham. Like you know what I mean? So you got to play what's in front of you, and so far he's passing the test. So I can only applaud him.
True. All right, so we pretty much ran all those topics quick. Now there is a couple more topics that we could discuss. Obviously, the big man himself, Thomas Partey. I saved this for second to last, but obviously the last topic I want to talk about is Project Big Picture and what you guys think about it. But before we get into that, Thomas Partey. Atletico Madrid selling Thomas Partey, Rodri, and the fact that we're going to be facing City. I'm hearing a lot of comparisons between Thomas Partey and Rodri. I know they play different positions, but if you had to pick one, who would you pick for Arsenal?
Yeah.
He's gonna take the role. He's gonna take this one.
I'll let Seven go.
If the Thomas Partey of last 2 seasons are there, I think I will take Thomas Partey. But in terms of the pure potential and the age factor when put it, I might say Rodri. But if you're just looking at the quality of the player in last 2 seasons, I think I would definitely go for Partey. There's no doubt
Yeah.
regarding that.
Yeah, I mean,
Did they ever play
Partey's
together?
a Partey's double up here, Rodri. So I'll have Partey over Rodri any day.
Anyone know the
Yeah,
history
I know.
between
I'm
the
not, I'm
two?
not
Did
going
they play
to
with each
debate
other
that.
as a
I know
double
he's a
pivot?
brilliant player, but I was just saying that he's got a bit more potential in the fact that he's 2-3 years younger than that. That's why I was just saying that. But obviously, Partey is a brilliant player now, and if he does anything that he does in the Atletico Madrid team in the last 2 seasons, I think he's going to absolutely smack it. There's no doubt regarding that.
Yeah. Yo, Kesh,
Um,
did you watch a lot of Atletico when they were playing together?
not when I did a few games, but you couldn't really compare them at that point because, as I said, a lot of the times you'll see Partey playing either right back or right wing. He wasn't really a mainstay in the starting lineup. But from what I've seen of both of them, they're played a similar role, but Rodri couldn't come and do what we want, like what's necessary. Like we bought Partey because he's an enforcer, but at the same time he's very good on the ball, and we need a mixture of that, not just someone who's going to be technically good on the ball. Also, with the way the Premier League is, and remember we've got Xhaka already. Rodri ain't got that much mobility like the likes of Xhaka. So if you ask me if I'm going to pick Partey, indeed, definitely.
Okay, I need to challenge you on that. What do you mean Rodri doesn't have that much ability?
Mobility.
Oh, mobility. Yeah.
Yes.
I thought you said ability. I was like,
No,
what?
mobility. No,
Okay.
don't get me wrong. He's a quality player. Like technically very gifted. Like he suits that Man City team. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. He didn't exactly do much last season. But obviously, you give him a benefit of the doubt because obviously he's the first time in the league and everything, and he could kick on this year. So, but I'm happy with my signing. I'm gonna back my signing.
Yo, he only played one season at Atletico Madrid, 18-19 season, and that was it. He was out.
The thing is, he was a boyhood Atletico fan, and then he left off the year because Man City paid his release clause. I think it was 66 million. Yeah, he went to City.
So would that make him? Since he's a more expensive player, does that mean he's a better player? Because
absolutely not.
No, because Harry Maguire is 80 million, and doesn't make him a better defender than Virgil van Dijk.
You got Jem in the comment section already trolling, saying 6-0 to City. Jem, what you got to think
about
about
Chelsea. We're not like Chelsea, bro. There's a 6
really going to score 6 goals for City this year when they got no Jesus. Aguero might not play. Kevin De Bruyne might not play. Sterling might be injured. Their whole team is pretty much decimated. You know what I mean? But we're gonna get into the City game tomorrow. But guys, before we wrap up, I want to ask you guys quick anything that caught your mind during this window. I mean, this little interlull that we had with the internationals. Because for me, the one thing that caught my eye was Thomas Partey's dad spoke about the fact that they were going to go to Chelsea and they were going to go Juventus, but he didn't want to go to them. I forget the exact words, but he said something about
there was interest from Chelsea and Juventus, but then they waited and then they got confirmation at Arsenal. He said they were going to the Emirates, and they was pleased by that. That won them over. They went to go Arsenal. Simple as that.
I heard.
What any of you Chelsea fans want to say, he chose Arsenal over you. Like I see a lot of fans was trying to say they were trying to twist the words, but I was thinking I can't really say anything on it yet because I haven't seen the Farm's interview. It hasn't been a clear interview. But now I've seen it today, and it's all confirmed. He chose Arsenal over Chelsea. Simple.
Yeah.
And Chelsea fans love.
Apparently, he even spoke to Frank Lampard, and and he told him, "Move from me." But yo, Seven, what do you think about Thomas Partey, bro?
I think he's a player that is going to bring a lot of options to our team, bro. I think the moment he brings steps into that field, he brings a lot of options. That's something we don't have in midfield, to be honest. I just want to add one more point. I think this is one transfer window. I was just saying about this thing, because everyone talked about this Thomas Partey deal, and one thing that is going to really focusing is on our right side, which has been one of our problem sides in terms of defense, the side of Hector Bellerin. Not only in our defense in terms of transitions and all those things. I think most of the teams are targeting us on the right side. If you watch those games closely, if you look at our the game against Liverpool and all those games, we are constantly being targeted on our right side. I think I can see him instantly going on to right side of our midfield and solidifying that midfield, which gives us more options. I think we will move, and I think he will give. I think one underrated player would be Elneny. I think he will be having a good season because I just believe he's doing a lot of things, small things right, which is not something that Shaka does. She does a lot of great passes and all, but he does lose the ball a lot. But I think a midfield pair of Elneny and Partey would be solid. I'm not saying Elneny is a great player, but along with someone like Partey, he will be a solid player. I think the main thing he's brought is that he has brought a lot of options to a midfield. So that's what I think about Thomas Partey. Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, big up to this guy, but I'm not gonna get into anything like that, man. But let's talk. Yo, Kesh, anything you gotta
Yeah.
say before we go?
Jam, mate. Seriously, Aguero is probably not even had a pre-season. He's been injured before the season even started, mate. I'm not worried about him. Let's go.
Let's get it. Yo, Samuel, what do you gotta say?
This is a different Arsenal year. This is not Unai Emery or Arsene Wenger's final years at Arsenal. This is a team, that the way we play, we will never get smashed. Because, we will never see, because we always play defensive football against big teams and try to catch them on a counter. So, from now on, you'll never see a 6-0 defeat of Arsenal, a 5-1, we'll try to go toe-to-toe and get hammered. What we do is try to catch them on the counter, and I think we've got the players that are able to do that. And that's like one of the main reasons we played Partey. So Aubameyang and Pepe on the counter, I think we could potentially win the game on Saturday.
Potentially, you got to say with your chest, bro. What the hell?
Okay, you know what? We're gonna win 3-1 on Saturday. 3-1.
Yo, Kesh, don't say yours because you're gonna be on the preview tomorrow. But Sebin, what's your what's your prediction for tomorrow's game? I mean, Saturday's game.
I think it'll be a 2-2.
2-2. Oh, okay.
Hmm?
Okay. No, I'm not gonna say mine. I'm gonna save mine for tomorrow. Kesh, you're gonna save yours for tomorrow. We're gonna keep our powder dry. We're not gonna talk about it. But right now, I'm gonna end it off. Before I end it off, I just want all you guys to do me a favor. Go hit that subscribe button. Go hit that like button. And if you haven't already done it, for God's sakes, just do it, man.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dream.
You heard it. Just hit that subscribe button. But yeah, you already know, man. Big up to you guys for coming on every time. Kesh,
Yep.
I need to holler at you after. But if anything, man, you already know we're gonna be back tomorrow with the preview show. We're gonna have more guests, more people.
I'll be
Sebin, thank you for coming on. Samuel, thank you for coming on.
Can I come on
Big up
tomorrow
to-
for the preview?
Of course, bro. Come
Yeah.
through. You already know. But anyways, later, guys. Everyone, don't forget to subscribe. And remember, just do it, guys. Just do it. What's going on, everybody? I need you guys to go check out my channel and subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that button, and hit that notification bell while you're at it, ladies and gentlemen. EGTV, you already know. And if you're on your phone, it's even easier. Press that like button for me. And you know what? Subscribe while you're still here. And big up to everybody watching. Check out most of my content